I homeschooled myself, and I like cheated on all of that. I was like, cause I was a fan of Kyle, and I was like, oh, I want to help. I'll do like photos or videos for you. And then I did, and then one thing led to another. He was like, oh, you should be my DJ. I was like, all right, I'm down. This is like 2 years later. And then we started dancing, and then I started producing, and now we got some songs, and things are going decent. When I was 12, I used to scrub pumpkins at this pumpkin patch in North Carolina. That was my first and last and only job. And people are always like, that don't know me, are like, is that you on your headband? I'm like, I got my face on my face.
Hi, this is Lauren Engel. Today I'm here with Super Duper Brick.
Oi.
So you're born in California?
Of course, yeah. LA, it's my city. Carson specifically.
Yeah.
I grew up in North Carolina for a while though, that was tight.
Oh, was it your parents' job or something that moved you here, or your parents? Yeah,
my parents were in the military, so.
Oh.
A little military brat. I was out there for like 8 years. Whole different fucking life. Whole different life.
So what was the biggest changing that you realized from that life there and like moving here?
People are here. People are not there. I live in a city with like 4,000 people. It's like, and here in LA, I don't even know how many millions of people live here, but yeah, no, I grew up in Rayford, North Carolina. You could Google that shit. It says 4,000 something on the 2010 census.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy. And I was living there before 2010, so it's like, wow, that shit looks fire. I don't know how many people are living there, but this guy's going really fast. He's trying to kill us.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden. And then when you were growing up, they were playing more like Erykah Badu and...
Erykah Badu was my vibe. That was my mom's like, that was like the only music my mom listened to really. So it was just like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott and black ass music like that. My dad, he was like Usher. He liked Rick Ross randomly, super random. I didn't really have too much like old school hip hop because neither of my parents listened to that, which kind of sucks because now I feel like I don't know enough about it. But I was born in 1997. So.
But you grew up, did you grow up with like different dads?
Yeah, I had a stepdad and a real dad, so it was like, I went through that whole thing. My stepdad was white, he's bald. He looked really weird walking around with like 5 black kids in like Rayford, North Carolina. Like, look at him like, interesting.
Yeah.
Like a bald white guy in the military with like 5 black children and a black wife. So that was tight, getting to see that side of it. And then my dad out here is, you know, my dad out here. He's a cool guy. I love my dad.
How would you describe yourself back then growing up?
Fucking lame. Hella lame. I don't know. Creative though. I would always like lead up. We would make these haunted houses on like around Halloween time. And I would like direct the whole shit. Like we would build this whole haunted house like on the front porch. Like had to like I like fucking made a I made a proposal to my neighborhood actually one time.
Yeah. Where
I was like, yo, I'm trying to get some money so we could build this haunted house because it was lit last year. And then they were like, for sure. And they gave me money to build a haunted house. So the rest is history. We did some fire shit with a small amount of money. But it was like $800, so that wasn't a small amount of money. My mom would help me with that too.
Oh, wow.
It was epic.
Where do you think you got your creative side from?
I don't have a creative side. I just...
Your creative self. I mean, you're not like a numbers academic person, unless you are. I'm not.
I'm not a numbers person. I'm not a creative person. I'm just a person. You think I'm playing? You think I'm playing? I get depressed about, and I don't want to say depressed, it's a strong word, but I get extremely sad about not having enough ideas sometimes, and it's just like, then I go, damn, am I even creative? Why do people think I'm creative? So I'm not creative, I just create shit. And then sometimes that shit is tight, and sometimes it's not, so that's life.
What's your mom personality like?
My mom is lit. She's super lit, and she's cool. And she's very supportive. Vibey mom. Vibey mom. She's that mom that might randomly, you know, smoke a little something. No, I'm just kidding. She would never do that.
Do you remember how you first heard 21 Questions?
21 Savage?
Questions?
Oh, 21 Questions. Is that what we're playing right now?
No, like the song.
Oh, 21 Questions, the song. That was like my very first, like...
Exactly.
That was like the first
21.
rap song I ever liked.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this is hard. Some thug love shit. I was like, man, I want to be a gangster. I want to have a gun and a fine girlfriend. That never happened, so...
Well, you have a girlfriend now who's super cute, so...
I do have a fine girlfriend, but I still don't have a gun, so I'm not on that level yet. I don't need a gun, though. Fuck guns.
Do you remember the first CD you bought?
I never bought a CD until like last year.
Until last year.
I bought like Because of the Internet CD last year. But I never like bought CDs. Like I was just ripping shit off LimeWire. Like
oh yeah, I remember.
It was already 2000. It was already 2005 when I was 8. So it was like I didn't have money for a CD, and music was already starting to be free. So I was like, fuck it. But a CD that I loved was Usher's album. Is it called Moving Mountains or Here I Stand? One of the two. I forget the name of it. I'm terrible with names. But yeah, no, one of those two. I think it's called Here I Stand. But it has the song Moving Mountains on it though, for sure. And my dad will bump that album all the time, like on repeat. Like I know that album like by track numbers. Maybe. I definitely used to, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That was my jam though.
Did you like school growing up?
Did I like school growing up?
Yeah.
Hell no. I went to 11 different schools.
Oh wow.
Deep. It's deep, yo.
But you were like living in the same place, or?
Nah, I moved. I mean, yeah, most of the time, yeah. See, I went to like fucking Leapwood Elementary. I went to Peace and Joy kindergarten. Leapwood Elementary, Upchurch Elementary, East Hoke Middle School, West Hoke Middle School, Liberty Christian Academy, Hoke High, Sand Hoke, Rancho Dominguez, and then homeschool. So 10 different schools.
Were you like a rebel, or?
I wasn't a rebel. I was like smart as fuck until I decided I wanted to do something like fun with my life. And then I was just like, fuck all this other shit. Why am I even in school if I already know what I enjoy doing? In like 10th grade, I moved from North Carolina. I was like, fuck you, Mom. I'm moving to California with my dad.
Oh.
And then I ended up out here. And then I met my dude Kyle, and then we worked on a bunch of shit.
Oh, so it actually clicked to you like early on that LA, California was the place to be for you to grow.
I mean, yeah, I was in a place where there was absolutely nothing, like on a level of nothingness that you don't even understand.
Were you on like forums, or like how were you like talking to people?
Just Twitter.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking millennial baby. As like
I know, I'm like, need to rethink everything
just
now.
Twitter, LimeWire,
people were like
Twitter.
message boards, like, no, yeah, just
I came
Twitter.
up right at the perfect time of easy shit happening, so it was like easy to get in contact.
So did you already like know a lot of people?
No, I didn't know anybody. All I knew was my dad. And then, oh, this is fire.
And then was he the one who homeschooled you, or?
No, I homeschooled myself, and I like cheated on all of that shit. Like all I did was Google the answer for everything. Like the whole test answers would be on Google, and I would just be like, "What the fuck is the point of this shit?" And I'll just cheat on all of it.
Yeah. Then I guess you passed everything. Good.
More or less, I did. More or less, I passed. But yeah, nah, fuck that shit. Not fuck school, because being educated is incredible. I love learning. I'm a super fast learner. I'm learning piano now. I learned how to speak Portuguese in a matter of like 6 months.
Oh wow.
I learned how to make beats really fast. I'm still improving. I'm definitely nowhere near where I want to be with that. But just learning stuff in general, I'm really good at. But if I'm learning some shit I don't want to learn, I can't do it. And that's all school is, a bunch of the bullshit. I'm like, let me just get to the good part. And there never was a good part. So I was like, wish I could have went to like some art school or something. But that never happened, so. You know.
What was the first thing that you started? Was it music, photography, or like dancing? Or was it all kind of at once?
Dancing is that's not on my radar. Not a dancer. I can dance, but I'm not a dancer.
They were like a backup dancer or something.
Nah, I'm not a backup dancer. Contrary to popular belief. I be dancing, but I'm not a dancer by any means.
Which came first then? Photography or music?
Photography. I'm a visual artist before everything. So music was when I was like, man, I want to express myself a little more than this. like, it's hard to get a photo to be remembered. And I feel like I did some epic photos. But it's just like, man, shit. People love music. I love music. And I would always have ideas, and I'd be like, oh, I want to express this, but I can't because I don't know how to make music. So I started teaching myself.
What age was that?
Huh?
What age was that when you started actively teaching yourself?
I started actively teaching myself at kind of recently. I was like 18. Yeah, when I was about 18. And that's when I started. Now I'm 21. So we're going on, I guess it's been about, not 3-4 years, because I was 18. It was December 2015. Yeah. So it'll be 3 full years this December of 2018.
How about photography?
Photography, I was also self-taught. I did that for like, I've done that for like the past 8 years, 7 years.
Oh wow. What made you want to pick up a camera initially?
Boredom. I made a fake music video to a song, which I'm not gonna quote because then people are gonna look for it.
I know.
But I wanted to make like this video. I had all these ideas. I was like 13, and me and the homie like directed this video for like 2 weeks, and I shot it on a flip video camera, and then it got like 500,000 views, and I was like, oh damn, I'm popping. And then that was that. So that was cool. That was like my start, I guess.
How about more of the like graphic designing?
I don't do graphic design. I just do creative direction.
Oh,
I'm an
okay.
idea man.
Yeah.
Idea man. So I'll always have an idea, and then my friend Eric Wada, fucking genius, undercover genius. But he helps me with a lot of my stuff, so that's my guy.
Yeah. And then how long after you moved to California that you met Kyle and just made a collective?
I mean, we didn't make a collective. He like already had his little thing going on, and then I was just I kind of joined in. I was like, cause I was a fan of Kyle, and I was like, oh, I want to help. I'll do like photos or videos for you. And then I did, and then one thing led to another. He was like, oh, you should be my DJ. I was like, all right, I'm down. This is like 2 years later. And then we started dancing, and then I started producing, and now we got some songs, and things are going decent.
You met him through Twitter, or?
Yeah, I met him through Twitter. He was like, yo, first like person to change their name to Super Duper whatever, I'll follow you back. And I was the first one.
So you were going by a different name before?
Yeah.
What's it? I'm not saying it.
Not saying it. Not saying it. We're not going there.
And then was the first kind of big thing you did with him I Spy, or you had other stuff before?
I guess that was our first big moment together. That was tight. I Spy is a good song. It did change a lot of people's lives in one way or another. Changed our lives. Taught us a lot.
How has your relationship with him changed over time?
We just got better at stuff. It's just like the same relationship, same friends, just constantly trying to do something better. It's really difficult because there's like, I mean, just music is evolving so fast right now. So it's like we're always just being ourselves. I mean, we're not really giving a fuck about what's going on musically right now. It's always just self-expression, and if something works, dope. If not, fuck it. That's not what we're making it for it to work. We're just making it for expression's sake. Human beings.
How did you start working with Kehlani?
Kehlani is my friend who I met on Twitter as well, and we just both didn't like the same person. We was like, fuck this nigga. I'm not gonna say his name either. We was like, fuck this nigga. And Kehlani's very outspoken. That's my homegirl. I love her. But she called somebody out on Twitter. I was like, yeah, oh my God, finally somebody said it. And then from there we became friends. That was like 4 years ago. And now we're just homies. I mean, we've been homies for a while now. Started kicking it. And then we just made music this past year for the first time.
Oh, wow.
So it's always exciting for me because it's like, I'm still new. So I'm never I'm not on any type of level where I can exclude myself from anything or anybody, or I'm not on any level where I can just be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the studio with Travis Scott. So it's like, I just like working with my friends and the people I know and the people that love me, so that's super tight. He's about to die.
How did you meet Chance?
Shit, I don't know. I guess at a show. We opened for him a long time ago. Opening for Chance, that was tight. Yeah, we just opened for him at a Santa Barbara show. It was like 300 people. It was like right before Acid Rap dropped. And then he got really famous. Shout out to Chance.
How were you able to support yourself early on financially?
Financially, what was I doing? I was jugging and finessing. Robbing people, breaking in houses. No, I'm just kidding. I never did that type of shit. What was I doing? I mean, I was just always like photo shoots, whatever, jug a little bit. Oh, I don't really even remember. That's a super good question. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was broke as fuck.
Did you work any other like part-time jobs?
I never had a job though. I refused to do that.
Wow.
I was like, dude.
That's impressive.
I wish, like, when I was 12, I used to scrub pumpkins at this pumpkin patch in North Carolina. That was my first and last and only job. I was getting paid $6 an hour. Fucking scrubbing pumpkins in a big ass kiddie pool full of fucking chlorine and cold ass water in November.
That sounds like a music video. I can just imagine like it all laid out.
Yeah, that shit was weird. But I needed the bread.
Yeah.
But I still, like, when I was doing that shit, I was like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm walking out this motherfucker with $36 after 6 hours of hard labor scrubbing these damn pumpkins. That's when I was like, I can't have a job. And yeah, about 10 years ago was the last time I ever worked a job when I was like 12, 10 or 11 or 12. I'm 21 now.
Yeah. Were you afraid of being really young and that people were going to be like sketchy around you or like manipulate you?
Yeah, the interesting thing about me is I knew from the jump, being young, that people were going to try to manipulate me. Well, the only thing I did know was that I didn't know anything. So I was like, okay, I don't know anything. What happens to people who don't know anything? They get taken advantage of. So what am I not going to allow people to do to me? Take advantage of me. So I was like, all right, if anything happens, the one thing I'm not going to allow is somebody to take advantage of me. So like, I was always super outspoken and like, I just didn't like to listen to older people. You know, I was just like that. But so that shit got me somewhere. I was like, cool. Nobody's trying to punk me because everybody knows I'm not like a punk. Like, I never like interned. Like, that was just never my vibe. I was like, man, I'm gonna do something. My ideas are worth something. So even when I was like not doing shit, which I kind of still am, I was like, yeah, no, my ideas are worth something. Like, I'm not just gonna get on my knees and scrub the floor. That's just not my vibe, y'all. I love y'all, but I'd rather walk away than do that.
Did you have some sort of like mentor telling you what to do, or even like negotiation? It's kind of hard to learn at like,
nah, but I'd go back and look at, I never had a mentor early on. My mentors were like just people I looked up to. Like, I guess Tyler, the creator, was like, obviously, he's like fucking Kanye of our generation. But creatively, yeah. So, but other than that, nah. I didn't have anybody tell me what to do. All I did was like try to sound smart.
Yeah.
Sometimes it worked. A lot of times it definitely didn't. I actually go back and look at some of my emails I would send off in like 2013. And I'm like, wow, I was so fucking bummy and young. Like 5 years ago, it was a whole different me. I was like 15. I can't even do math. I was 16. So yeah, that shit was like, wow.
You learned a lot these few years.
I learned a lot in these past 5 years. I go read an old email and just look at how I was wording shit and like the type of shit I was saying. I'm like, wow, I'm an idiot. And here I was, I thought I was doing something. I'm not doing shit. But yeah, so.
How did you come up the "You'll Never Be Perfect"?
You'll Never Be Perfect is unofficial. I think like, I'll never be perfect. So that was like a title that I was gonna call it. I don't know if I'm gonna call it that anymore. But that the name "You'll Never Be Perfect" originated from me like wanting to put out a project for an extended period of time. Sorry about that. The name actually comes from how I wanted to put out a project for a really long time. And I'm always like, I'm a perfectionist in one way or another, so I'm always like, oh, well, it's not ready yet, or oh, I'm not raw enough yet, I'm not good enough yet. And I'm like, Dude, like, a part of, like, the dope experience that people watching what you do have is getting to... Part of the experience of people, like, following what you do is getting to grow with you. I would get frustrated because, like, I feel like I'm never good enough. But I'm like, wait, I gotta start somewhere. So, like, people can, like, follow the story and grow with the story because there's so much that I've kept hidden. I'm like, I'll never be perfect. Like, what is my idea of perfect and how will I ever achieve that? I never will. I'm always gonna think the shit I did last year was whack and the shit I'm doing right now is dope, and then next year I'll be like, that was whack and this new shit is dope. So I'm like, yeah, what am I really working towards here? Perfection? Nah, not gonna happen.
What's the decision to start your like short film series?
I'm gonna do Super Duper Brick short films, and I don't plan anything, I just do it. So can't really tell you what's gonna happen yet. We don't know. I don't know yet. I wish I knew, because if I knew, it would have happened. But I have no idea what I'm gonna do yet. I'm just telling the story of my fucking, like, regular ass life.
In a tweet recently, you wrote that you like hated rap.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate more on that?
Saying I hate rap is a really strong thing to say, so maybe I was being dramatic, but I just don't really feel it anymore how I used to feel it back, like, I don't want to sound like an old head or anything, but, 'cause I'm not even old, but I don't know, it just is kind of losing its feeling lately. Like, I respect all the young dudes and all, like, the turnt music and shit, but and all the plug music and, like, the plug, but it's like, I don't know. I just like a story. I like to listen to a story. And a lot of it lacks a story these days, so I'm like, I'm not even listening to a story anymore.
Yeah.
Or anything musically impressive. So it's like, if it's not going to be a story, like, maybe it'll be some type beat. That's why I love Tyler, because it's like he's telling a story, and it's always like really sick, intricate production. But that's just my style, so I don't know shit about shit at the end of the day.
What was going on the time that you wrote, you gave too much of yourself to other people?
I said I gave too much of myself to other people because I feel like I give other people my best ideas, and I'm like, why am I not just using these ideas on myself? I'm like, why do I have so many pieces of myself in other places that aren't my places? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I meant when I said that. I don't even know when I said that, but that's definitely what I meant, because I still feel that sometimes. I'm like, damn, why do I keep giving my gems? Like, why do I spend time on carving these diamonds that should be for me? You know?
Do you actually want to be an actor?
I do want to be an actor, but I don't know how to act, so I respect art in general, well, no matter what the medium is. If it's a paint, if it's pencil, if it's choreography, if it's screenplay, if it's photography, I just respect art. So I feel like everybody's like, oh, I want to be an actor, and they'll like go like, be an actor or whatever, or like not take it fully seriously, better yet. So like, I don't want to be an actor until I have the time to dedicate to really getting into the history of it and like taking the classes and spending my time on that the way I spend my time on producing right now. Like, I'm sitting in my laptop 8 or 10 hours out of the day. So until I'm ready to dedicate like 8 or 10 hours out of my day every day to like becoming the best at whatever it is I want to learn, I can't like just like half do it. It's like, you can't half step acting. It's like, that's a commitment. Plus, like, you do some trash ass shit and then people will just think you're trash. So it's like, I'm not ever trying to be trash. I try to maintain a level of quality to anything I put out, any medium that I choose to paint my picture with, you know?
And what was the decision for your merch to do the headband instead of like a normal like t-shirt or something?
My headbands, I just wear headbands all the time. I don't anymore because I feel like my head was getting cinched. But
oh yeah, I know what you mean. With all the, even when I tie my hair up. Yeah,
I like have like pressurized blood in my head from wearing a headband. Totally a fucking lie, but nah, I just liked headbands a lot, and I was like, why am I wearing this Nike logo on my face every day? So I just put my own logo on my face, which is my face. And people are always like, that don't know me, are like, is that you on your headband? I'm like, I got my face on my face.
I like that. Have you always had this hair?
I've had this hair for an extended period of time, almost 9 years.
Oh wow, so it's just kind of a huge part of your identity.
Yeah, it's a part of my identity for sure.
Yeah.
I've been getting kind of tired of it. I'll be like, I want to cut this shit off. But then I'm like,
yeah.
Whatever, I guess I'll just keep it.
What was the decision 9 years ago to grow it out?
I wanted to look like Will Smith. Yep, I was like, no, but everybody was calling me Carlton in 8th grade because I looked like Carlton. And I was like, whatever. And I was like, I'm going to get a flat top. Because fuck y'all, and y'all ain't going to laugh at me, y'all going to laugh with me. That was actually the real reason. But I wasn't trying to look like Carlton. I was trying to look like Will Smith. But I guess I ended up looking like Carlton. But then I grew into it, so whatever. But now I feel like I'm growing out of it, and I'm like, what do I do now? I'm not gonna get dreads. Should get dreads and face tats. Say my name is Little Brick.
Oh my god, no. How do you think you've grown as a person since when you started?
I just understand people more, so I don't allow anything to get me mad. I'm just like, wow, I get it. You're human. I am too. So it's like, what am I gonna be mad or sad about? The only thing that gets me mad and sad is myself. So that's how I could grow more. But I don't allow anybody to make me upset or cynical or anything anymore. I'm just like, we're better than this, Super Brick.
How do you think your music has changed since the early songs you made?
They got better. My music got better, but I don't know. I've always had the same style. I've always heard the same thing. It's just harder to translate it. Like, that's what being a producer and learning is all about. You gotta learn how to make your ideas into something other people like. Because, like, I'll always like it. But, like, that's why I don't release it. Because I'm like, well, if I like this, I'm satisfied with it. I'll just keep this to myself. Because I kind of understand, like, other people might not like it. So I'm like, whatever. You know? So, how have I changed? I'm making, I think, more likable things now. Although I've always liked what I did. So that's probably the only way I've changed. I'm pretty much the same, though. I'm the same thing. Nothing's changed about me, actually. Nope, same person.
What would you say have been your biggest challenges so far?
My biggest challenge? Getting over myself. I am a wall, a brick wall, and I'm very hard to get over. I'm tall, I have a lot of ego, and I'm a Pisces. I'm emotional. So, yeah, my biggest challenge has been myself, for sure. No question about that.
What does love mean to you?
What does love mean to me, man? It just means trust. That's what love means to me. I'm going to keep that one simple. Give you the one-word answer. It just means trust. If I have somebody I trust, somebody that's fun, somebody that understands me, somebody that I can roast without them fucking crying, that's love. That goes to mom, that goes to my homies, that goes to my girl, all that shit. It's like, if I trust you, you're nice to me, I can roast the shit out of you, and you'll still be nice to me, that's love.
Last question. What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for being myself and trying hard. Giving effort to every project that I take on and never half-stepping some shit. I just want to be remembered for giving maybe somebody a blueprint to try.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is try. You don't gotta fucking do great. Just try. Trying is like, if you didn't try, what are you really doing?
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much.